movies, and today we're going to review Oppenheimer 2023. Now, this is not scripted. This is my clear thoughts on watching the movie. I seen the movie right after Barbie, and if you're thinking about seeing the movie, deciding which order you want to see it, my recommendation is that you see Oppenheimer first, Barbie second, if you're willing to sit in the movies for 5 hours straight. That's my recommendation. You don't have to follow it, but I'll get into it later. So welcome to Air Reviews. Well, let's get into it. So Oppenheimer is a movie about the person who made the atomic bomb, Robert J. Oppenheimer. And it's one of the biggest critics of this movie is that it has a lot of dialogue. And I agree. It's basically 3 hours worth of talking, and part of the main climax of the movie is, of course, you want to see the atomic bomb. And they blow it up, and that was like a small portion, but the movie mainly focused on Oppenheimer's life, how he got to that point, how at first he didn't know it was possible, because I don't want to spoil the movie, but they had a breakthrough. Somebody found how to split an atom, and that's how they first realized how to make an atomic bomb. So, all right, it was a bomb or something, but they just learned how to split an atom. They were finding that because he was a scientist, and that's where he first got the idea to make the atomic bomb. Throughout the whole movie, they were in war, so it was World War II. This is all history. So if you didn't know what Oppenheimer was, it's basically a history movie that goes into Robert J. Oppenheimer's life. Surprisingly, they had a sex scene in it, which really threw me off. I know it's real life, but that threw me off. I did not expect to have to see that in there. So basically, they have Robert Downey Jr.'s character, which is Strauss, and Albert Einstein in there. It was pretty nice seeing Albert Einstein in the movie because, I didn't think he was going to be in there. And I might sound ignorant, but I thought Albert Einstein lived in the 1800s. And then I looked it up. He was born in the 1800s, but then he died in 1955. I don't know why I thought he was such a huge historic figure, but he was. I'm trying to simplify the movie as much as I can. He's a scientist. Someone comes with a breakthrough, splits an atom. The atom starts going crazy. They're like, hey, this can go into a bomb. Oppenheimer makes a deal with the U.S. Army. They're like, hey, we need you to make this atomic bomb. What do you need? He's like, I need a station in, I think it was New Mexico, and I need a church, I need people, I need scientists, I need all the best people at this location if we're going to get this thing done. They give him all that. They work tirelessly, and in this whole movie, he's on trial. So everything you're seeing in the movie, he's on trial for the movie. So like, after it all happens, they basically, at this time, it was big on communists, World War II, Germany. And basically they thought he was a communist after it all happened. So they think he's a security risk. So the whole movie, you're basically seeing like a flashback. And it's like flashback mixed with the present. And so the reason why he's on trial is because of Robert Downey Jr.'s character, Strauss. And this dude is the pettiest dude ever, because he did all of this because he thinks Oppenheimer turned the scientists against him, but also Albert Einstein. And so at the end of the movie, Oppenheimer was on trial, and then he basically lost. He won on one front, but he lost on the other front. Guy who was at first working with Robert Downey Jr., Strauss, he said, could you have thought that Oppenheimer wasn't even talking about you? And then at the end of the movie, it goes to a flashback of what the conversation really was. And the conversation, which is some true stuff, is first they'll love you, then they'll try to tear you down, and then once they realize that they're wrong, they're gonna apologize. But it won't be for you, it'll be for them. And it cuts to Oppenheimer getting all these awards and everybody loving him and stuff like that. So I thought that part was pretty cool. The movie was pretty cool. I know a lot of people wanted to go see this movie because of the meme, the Barbieheimer. And at first, I didn't know what the movie was about myself until my roommate told me about it. So I kind of had something to expect once he told me that it was about the guy who made the atomic bomb. I knew what to expect, but people who went to see it just because of the meme, I'm sure they went out like, dude, what was this? You know? So if I had to say stream or watching the movies, good movie, don't get me wrong. I could say like the theater experience wasn't that good. And maybe I didn't get to see it in 70mm. I've seen it in the 9mm. So maybe it was better than 70mm, but I think you could stream this movie and you'll be perfectly fine. That was in my personal opinion. Some people who really love those type of movies, you can watch it in a theater, but I personally think off of what I've seen, you can stream this movie and you'll be perfectly fine. Well, Oppenheimer 2023, if you're into that stuff, go see it. But if not, stream the movie and you'll be perfectly fine. Christopher Nolan does a great job. The visuals do a great job. The visuals look great. I'm not going to lie. The visuals look great. Yeah, thank you for tuning in to Air Reviews Movies, and I'll see you next time.